Hi, it's the Lipstick Gal. Thanks so much for watching today. Let's talk about some skincare. I wanted to give you an update on some skincare I've been using for the last year and a half from Agency. And thank you so much to Agency for partnering with me on this. I started in the summer of 2021 looking for products that would help to slow the visible signs of aging, take care of some of my hyperpigmentation, but what I had been using over the counter really hadn't been cutting it. There's a lot of stuff out there and I've been trying a ton of things, and I realized I was going to get the best results by using prescription products. Now, I'd already gone to my local dermatologist. I get a once a year skincare cancer screening. When I was there, I said, hey, I'd like to be on some tretinoin. I would like to, take care of some of these issues that I'm dealing with on my face. She wrote me a prescription. I went to go fill it and it was more than $300. And I was like, that's a lot. That's a lot for one prescription. I realized at that point that getting a tube of tretinoin directly from my dermatologist was not really going to be something that my budget could handle. Then I started looking for alternatives. The reason I chose Agency is they are the sister brand to Curology. And Curology is a brand I had tried in my late 30s, early 40s to help clear up some acne that I had been dealing with. And it did a great job. I had a really good one-on-one rapport with my provider. They were able to change my prescription. It was affordable, all the things that I needed, and convenient because it came straight to my door. When I first signed up for Agency, my goal was anti-aging. Like, I've got some pretty heavy wrinkles going on my forehead, some crow's feet. I feel like I'm losing a little bit of firmness in my face. I feel like everything is just kind of falling a little bit. And so my goal was to start using their Future formula. This is a product that is specifically made for anti-aging. Some of the ingredients that can be in this, and it's different for everybody because they make one just for you, can include things like dexpanthenol, niacinamide, tranexamic acid, azelaic acid, and kind of like the gold star that everyone's looking for is tretinoin. Before I started getting any products from Agency in the summer of 2021, I was communicating back and forth with my provider. And they asked for my health history, they asked for my skincare goals, they asked for the medications that I was on. I sent off this huge list. Now, I'm not one of those people who's remarkably healthy. I've had 14 surgeries. 5 of those surgeries have been brain surgeries. I have some things that I deal with daily, and I'm not the healthiest of people. After sending off this huge laundry list of surgeries that I had, medications that I took, and all of my skincare goals to my provider, I got an email back saying, before we can formulate something for you, I have a few more questions. I see that you've had all of these surgeries. Have you ever heard of this diagnosis? And I was like, yes, I have it. And I said, I'm sorry I didn't include it, but that's usually something I only talk about with my neurosurgeon or my headache specialist or my neurologist. And she's like, what you don't know is that tretinoin, which can sometimes be an ingredient we put in the Future formula, is what could increase intracranial pressure and which could be really bad for you. And never in 100 years would I have thought that a cream that I put on my face would negatively impact my intracranial pressure. Now, for most people, it's no big deal, but for me, because I'd already been diagnosed with it and I'd already had surgeries because it had problems with it, I love that they looked at me as a whole person and not just what the front of my face looks like. That to me was the best thing. Now, if I'd had tretinoin in my Future formula, I feel like over the last 18 months, I would have, softer lines through here. I would have less crow's feet. I would have more firmness. I feel like it would have been good, but I feel like the ingredients they were able to put into my Future formula have made a difference for me. But honestly, the thing that I appreciate the most is they saw me as a whole person and they looked specifically at my case to make sure they made the perfect formula for me. And I feel like that right there recommends them as a reputable source. Now, they do have another formula that has been absolutely fantastic for me, and that is their dark spot formula. Their dark spot formula has a variety of ingredients, but kind of like the big star of the show is hydroquinone. And hydroquinone is one of those products that is kind of considered the gold standard for fading hyperpigmentation. If you're dealing with dark spots like melasma, sunspots, or post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, hydroquinone can really deal well with that type of hyperpigmentation. Anything more than 2% hydroquinone needs to be prescribed. The percentages of what they put in here ingredient-wise will vary based on how your skin is doing. how you're responding to the ingredients in there. And the other thing that's fantastic is Agency knows they can't keep you on hydroquinone indefinitely. So I love that Agency, every 2 months, they cycle you on and off of hydroquinone. The prescription that I have has 8% hydroquinone, 1% resveratrol, 3% azelaic acid, and 4% kojic acid. And then after I'm done with this bottle, in 2 months, they send me a new one. And the new one has 10% azelaic acid, 4% kojic acid, 1% resveratrol, and 2% EGCG green tea extract. So this is the bottle that's going to give me that 2-month break from hydroquinone use. Hydroquinone is really going to help get rid of my pigmentation. This is going to continue helping with the pigmentation, but it's not going to be as strong, but it's going to give my skin an ability to rest and kind of be ready for my next dose of this. So 2 months on, 2 months off. I'm going to throw up some pictures for you, and they're going to show you June of 2021, October of 2021, and November of 2022. Now, if you're looking at these images, you're going to notice that some of them I've got a little bit more skincare on, some of them have a little bit less skincare on. None of them have makeup in them. A couple of things that you'll notice. One is that I'm a whole year and a half older. And the closer I get to 50, the more I'm seeing those results on my face. Just age. Second of all, I gained a little bit of weight. I think that's pretty obvious too. And I definitely feel like my skin's just a hair darker right now. I always try and be really good about wearing SPF, but inevitably in the summertime, I get a little bit darker. And I feel like you're seeing some of that pigment change in the last year and a half. What's really surprising to me is how significantly diminished this one spot is. It's not completely gone, but I'm to the point now where I don't feel bad about myself leaving the house like this. I leave without makeup all the time, but I can be really self-conscious if I've got like a big, giant, dark spot. I feel like it kind of dominates my face, and I'm sure that's not true, but that's how I feel. And feeling better about myself is kind of why I started using things like this. Another thing that Agency offers is this duo here. And this is a moisturizer and a cleanser. Their weightless whipped moisturizer comes in a 1.7 ounce package. It's in an airless package, so all you have to do is press down here and the product dispenses through the top. I used this morning and night. It's moisturizing, and the name is perfect because it doesn't really feel heavy. It doesn't feel greasy. It works really well to hydrate my skin. There's ceramides, there's glycerin, there's shea butter, there's hyaluronic acid in here. There's a lot of good things that do what my skin needs it to do. I live in the Pacific Northwest, and where I live, it can get really cold. As I was driving my kids to school this morning, it was 23 degrees. And I don't know that we're gonna get above freezing today. And this is just the beginning of the cold season for me. But the time, January rolls around, early February, my skin can be, it's gone through the mill. There's a lot of heat, there's a lot of cold, it's dry. My skin can be a little tortured. I can use it 9 months out of the year as like my moisturizing layer, but come winter time in these colder months, this needs to be bundled with other things that are a little bit richer because this isn't gonna do it for me. Now, if you happen to have oily skin, you might be just fine. If you live in a warmer climate and it doesn't get as dry there, you might be just fine. If you have dry skin, this is going to be good, but you'll want to partner it with something else. Their cream oil cleanser comes in a 2.7 ounce tube. It looks like this. And the texture of this is interesting. It's not quite as solid as like a balm cleanser that's really hard and you kind of have to scoop out. And it's not as soft as like a cream cleanser. It's pretty close, but it has a really interesting texture. I don't feel like I have any other cleansers that I've ever tried that feel quite like this. Now, this is really good at breaking down foundation, brow products, lip products, eyeshadow. I feel like this struggles a little bit with waterproof eyeliner and heavy duty mascara. I'm a makeup maximalist. I wear all the makeup, and when I have eye makeup going on, it takes a minute to get it off. I take a cotton round, saturated into Biphase eye makeup remover, quickly take my makeup off, then I come in with a layer of this for everything else. And it leaves my skin feeling comfortable, nourished. It's never dry, it's never tight. This is a great hydrating face wash. If you're wondering who I would recommend this duo for, it's good for anybody, but I think it's particularly great for a skincare minimalist. For someone who doesn't want to have to think too hard. You go into the bathroom, you wash your face, you put on your active ingredients, you put a moisturizer on, SPF, and you call it good. Thanks so much for watching today. Thank you to Agency for partnering with me on this video. I wanted to make sure to give you that opportunity to see how this skincare routine has been working for me and the results that I've been seeing. And for me, the best thing was taking those before pictures. Pictures before I started using this in June, before I started using this last October, and the fact that it's been almost 18 months now of using this routine regularly and being able to look at the images side by side and go like, wow, like I really feel like there's a significant difference. And I keep pointing to this because this dark spot here is the darkest, largest, most egregious one that really kind of sits in my mind's eye of like, I have skincare problems. This is what I think of. But I really feel like I've seen some significant changes in that, and I'm grateful to Agency for being able to provide this service that I can get straight to my door. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer any of those for you. There will be more information in the description box, but I hope you have a great day and that you have success in reaching your own skincare goals. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.